Mr. Su, when we look over Pudong today, it's easy to forget that less than 50 years ago, this view was all agricultural and marginal land. Now, it's one of the powerhouses of the East and has a high ranking in social and ecological standards, according to an international study which has just been published. How has this balance been reached?
We were lucky that Pudong has grown so fast because it meant we could look at the whole picture. Just one example, when we started, we knew that further growth would require a major international airport with 4 terminals and 7,000 passengers an hour, and we were able to plan for that from the very beginning.
And the container port?
Exactly. A deep water port connected to the city by bridge is a major facility, and its volume of freight has reached the international level, which happily we were able to plan for.
Presumably the most critical issue at that stage would have been transport. How have you managed to avoid chaotic traffic growth with continuous jams and heavy air pollution?
As in so many other areas of city planning, we worked with international experts to find the best solution for our city, and we are still doing that. Shanghai has one of the most sophisticated transport networks in the world, including speed rail links to Beijing and to the south, which travel at 500 kilometers an hour. That's still remarkable even today in 2030.
Of course, the expansion of the city also presented serious environmental challenges. Are you confident these have been overcome?
You can never be completely confident. There are so many interrelated factors in environmental care, but we have dramatically improved the quality of life in Shanghai. For example, by cleaning 10,000 rivers and streams.
I know that the amount of greenland in Shanghai has increased from 3.5 to 10 square meters per person since the year 2000. But where did that space come from?
Relocated factories, demolished poor quality housing. The original target was a green space within 5 minutes walk of every citizen's home. We haven't reached that target yet, but a city is never finished.
You mentioned poor quality housing. Isn't that a problem that is always going to be with us?
To some extent, yes. And poor areas can't just be demolished at will. You have to consider the social consequences. So where we've asked people to relocate to more modern housing, we've always tried to preserve the old communities and the relationships between households. And we reinforce that by building low-rise housing, which people prefer.
But we still have high-rise development.
We are making efforts to achieve harmony between high-rise development and environmental protection. And we are making sure that city planning moves in the right direction.
Shanghai has also managed to retain much of the character of the past. How was this achieved?
The original planners identified a number of areas in and around Shanghai city and laid down strict rules for their preservation. Listed housing can't be knocked down. Some housing can only be changed on the inside. Some buildings have specific features which are protected. The result is the Shanghai you can see today, not a museum, but a thriving mixture of old and new.
And the city is therefore a testament to integrated planning. Mr. Su, thank you very much for your time.